Hey everybody, welcome back to So Easy a Kid Can Do It. Today we are making homemade enchilada sauce. We went ahead and we've got it started. This first bit is all of our seasonings mixed up, and we're going to cook those for about 2 minutes. And then Christy's going to go ahead and tell you all the ingredients that we used.
Okay, he started off by just throwing a splash of olive oil in the pan. It was about 2 to 4 tablespoons depending on how big your pan is. And then for the mix, there is a tablespoon of chili powder, 3 tablespoons of flour, a little bit of cumin. We're not huge cumin people. Some people put in as much as a teaspoon. We just kind of put in about a half a teaspoon just for flavor. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of oregano, and then about a half a teaspoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of pepper as well. And so after all that, and you can see our enchiladas, we have them rolled up in the pan there for our enchilada sauce. So it's been about 2 minutes, and so now he is adding 2 tablespoons of tomato paste.
That in, and then what we're going to do is we're going back to our Elby's again.
Oh, buddy, yes. That is the chili lime flavor of Elby's.
And we're going to add a little bit of the Elby's and then regular garlic to it.
You're going to add some regular as well?
Yeah, I'm going to add some regular as well.
Okay.
All right, that's going to give it a nice little, a little bit of extra heat, but not too much for the kids. And then, like I said, we all like garlic. I prefer cut up garlic. I don't know where my garlic press is at, but we're doing this now. And then he's just going to mix all that in really well. And then I am going to take 2 cups of chicken broth, and I'm going to slowly add this in as he kind of mixes it.
And if it remains too thick and doesn't have that nice red texture, you can always add in a little bit more tomato paste. And then a secret ingredient a friend of us told us is a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar too. That gives it just that little zing. Of course, we've added plenty of extra garlic as well with that lime garlic, which gives it that extra fun flavor.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to set this here in just a little bit. And we are going to, we'll add the vinegar in here in about 7 minutes. And we're going to just kind of let him stir this up. And we're just going to let this sit there and simmer for about 7 minutes. This is just a 10-minute cook. It's really simple. Everything will break down into it. And it's going to be some of the best enchilada sauce. And it's cheaper than going to your regular, your store-bought brands. So we're just going to put the lid on it. And we are going to just set it for 7 minutes.
Cold.
Okay guys, now it's been cooking for about 7 minutes. Go ahead, Damien, and take the lid off.
Whenever you open it, you want it to roll away from you so that you don't get a steam burn. So you open it like this.
Smart, buddy.
Set it there. All right, and now he's going to start stirring it, and I'm going to add about, what, a teaspoon?
A teaspoon, just a splash of apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider.
Good.
And then for our finale, I always add a little bit of Worcestershire, Worcestershire, Wabadoo sauce. I add about the same. I always add that. It gives it just a little bit different. Doesn't give it a kick, but gives it just that little bit of flavor that you like.
If you know how to pronounce it, put it in the comments.
Yeah, and if you know how to pronounce it, put it in the comments. And also, we've got a couple of holidays coming up here real soon. Damien's going to be cooking with seared beard that's coming up, but this video here won't get released for a couple of days. So just be watching. We're doing a big quail thing, so just keep your eye out on.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay, everybody, what I'm doing here is a little bit different. Most people, when you go to do your enchiladas, you'll take your enchiladas and you'll actually dunk them. You'll take your enchiladas, dunk them in your sauce. But here's kind of the finished product of what we're doing. It's really easy. That's what we have the kids do. It's one of their favorite meals. And what we did with this, watch out, Damien. what we did with this is we added cheese, we added American, we added mozzarella, I did my hamburger, and another little thing that I learned from a friend of mine from overseas, how they do their meat, hamburger meat. And I thought it was disgusting, it sounded nasty, and I just didn't want to do it, but I'm going to tell you, when I tried it, I do all of my hamburger meat this way. Is I always take my hamburger meat and I will boil it, and then it will get all of your grease out, so you won't have any of that greasy hamburger meat. But anyway, if you like this, you have a different enchilada sauce that you make. A shout out to Alvy. He sent me Alvy Roberts. I served with him back in the military years ago when I was young, and he sent me a couple recipes that we're going to try. So I'm giving a shout out to him, and a shout out to everybody. And again, people, if you like it, please like and subscribe. And thank you all so much. And God bless America.
Yeah, and so we've got beef over here, and then for our vegetarian friend, we put hers off to the side. We separated hers off to the side.
I don't want her vegetarian touching our meat tray.
But quick correction, it's beef, cheddar, and mozzarella. And then in the vegetarian roll, it's just cheddar and mozzarella. She did not want any beans in it this time.